This show is made possible by the patrons at patreon.com. Theme is a metaphor that we attach to a rule set, primarily serving to communicate rule information efficiently. As a simple example, if I name an item Item A and give it a green circle graphic, that doesn't convey much information. On the other hand, if I call it a sword and give it a graphic that looks more like this, the game is now suggesting that Item A is used to kill stuff. This is a basic example of how theme is used in games to communicate free mechanical information. While some games work just fine with almost no theme at all, such as card games or certain abstracts, I find that most truly deep games are inherently complex enough where they do need some theme to help them explain their mechanics. There's a common debate about whether it's better to start out a game design with a theme or to start with rules. The truth is that ultimately you can start out any work with any of its elements, just as long as you quickly identify and build around its most essential features. A rule set is the essential quality of a strategy game. The rules are what give a game its identity. This is why we can talk about reskinning games, where we have Simpsons Monopoly or Mario Chess. However, that doesn't mean that you can't start out with a thematic concept in the very early phases of design. I usually have some kind of thematic scaffolding early on, which helps me visualize what kinds of supporting mechanisms might make sense. And actually, it's difficult to think about a new set of rules without using some sort of metaphor to explain, even just to yourself, how your rules are going to interact with each other. On the other hand, it's very easy to be held down by your theme. You may have a theme that works great for 75% of your game that's currently working, but for that last 25%, your theme doesn't seem to have a great answer. Some designers then go and make the mistake of still sticking with their original theme, even when a different theme might support the necessary mechanics or explain them a lot better. It's very easy to get invested in a theme because themes tend to include things like characters, artwork, a depiction of a world. This is why in general, while designing, you should probably keep your theme light, loose, and disposable. Try not to come up with specifics, things like character names, for example, or anything else that might tie you down to a certain theme until you're certain that the mechanics are where they need to be. Once you have a fully working prototype, then it's okay to start hammering out the thematic details. Themes can, and even should be, original, dynamic, memorable. However, above all else, themes should be clear. If you've drawn artwork for item A, but it's not clear what the artwork is supposed to even be, then you wasted your time creating that artwork. You might as well have gone with the green circle. For a lot of designers and players, theme is the fun part of games. I want to be clear and say that there is no need to suck all the fun out of your theme in order to make it support your rules better. Instead, I think designers should spend more time developing their themes into something that's both aesthetically pleasing and original, and at the same time super clear and informative. Thanks for watching.